I wanted to talk about a First Gear Mack B model truck of a famous fallen flag and the company on the door. But for such a famous New England trucking company, there really wasn't much I could find on them, so this video took a turn I didn't expect to talking about the regulations the trucking industry had to endure during the ICC's tyrannical reign over the highways from 1935 all the way to 1980. Wooster Express, Inc. was incorporated on December 11, 1930, as a stock company. Wooster's home office was located in Hartford, Connecticut. The most famous owner of Wooster Express was a man named Pat Ravelese Sr. He was born on July 6, 1927, in Hartford, Connecticut. Pat was a Navy veteran of World War II. As time passed, Pat became very active in trucking in Connecticut. Besides being the owner and president of Wooster Express, Inc. Trucking, Pat was appointed to the director of the Connecticut Motor Transport Association and became the executive director of Tri-State Legal Services in Milford, Connecticut. Not satisfied with just having Wooster Express, old Pat, he became the co-owner of Canton Transmission. Wooster Express was authorized to operate as a common carrier in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia. Wooster was grandfathered in with quite a lot of territory when the ICC took over in 1935. Wooster Express sought to purchase Amboy Express of Sayersville, New Jersey. Wooster wanted the operating rights of Amboy Express. I've got an excerpt here from the Federal Register on Wooster's filing to gain approval from the ICC to acquire Amboy Express, and I'm going to read that excerpt as it is a very convoluted mess to follow. That was written by a bunch of lawyers. The operating rights covered: general commodities, excepting among others, household goods and commodities in bulk, as a common carrier over regular routes between New York, New York and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, serving the intermediate point of Trenton, New Jersey. Restricted to traffic moving to and from points other than New York, New York, and all other intermediate points without restriction and off-route points within 10 miles of the above specified portions of U.S. Highway 1 and New Jersey Highway 25. Shirts, piece goods, pajamas, thread, trimmings, buttons, underwear, leather, paper, glass and metal frames over irregular routes between Jersey City, Newark, Elizabeth, Linden, Rahway, Perth Amboy, and Fords, New Jersey, on the one hand, and on the other, New York, New York, handkerchiefs from South River, New Jersey to New York, New York, and machinery, equipment, and supplies used of useful in the manufacture of shirts and handkerchiefs from New York, New York to Perth Amboy and South River, New Jersey. The VIND is authorized to operate as a common carrier in Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Application has been filed for temporary authority under Section 210A(b). Do you understand all that? Talk about massively complicating the simple job of transporting textile raw materials and finished goods. Things like this were why a trucking company had to be well versed on the regulations or have a staff lawyer to translate the regulations and the bureaucratic red tape just to move the goods that built America. The restrictions on the movement of certain goods were limited by the kinds of the goods to be moved. It really made some sense kind of here and there, but in most cases, it was just truly nonsense, and it was definitely not logical. For example, Schneider was licensed to carry cellulose products but not paper products. And its lawyers had to negotiate for years in order to reclassify disposable diapers as a cellulose product so it could legally ship them. On one hand, regulations on what goods a carrier could carry put more truck lines and drivers to work. On the other hand, while creating more work, the cost to the carrier and the customer, along with wear and tear on the roads, was increased. After deregulation, many of the truck lines went bust, and the drivers and other employees lost their jobs. The truck lines that survived deregulation, like Schneider and Warner Enterprises, were prepared for the coming deregulations, and they not only survived, they prospered. While others, like Wooster Express, who weren't very quick to adapt, they all perished. A word about the fallen flag truck lines. In many cases, in fact all cases, the trucks and the trailers and other equipment, as well as the buildings, are purchased by another trucking company, repaired, repainted, and put back in service, or they're sent off and being scrapped. The buildings were reused or sold off. Employees and drivers were retrained, or they were hired on by other companies. The trucking business is a dynamic, growing industry, as are our roadway system. Let's skip over to the rock quarry to talk about First Gear's Mack B model for Wooster Express. This is the Mack B model for Wooster Express Inc. It comes with a vintage 40-foot dry van trailer. Both the cab and trailer are die-cast, and they come from First Gear. And they also use true First Gear toolings from the original fallen flags that were all First Gear before they acquired Diecast Promotions. Now, I think that they did some great things, and then they did one bad thing. Other than that, I love this trailer's design. I just don't like its height. Now, the graphics they did were absolutely outstanding on this trailer. I mean, look at those. Aren't those just beautiful? It's got a smooth-sided die-cast side on the trailer, and it has, that makes applying the graphics so easy, and they're just absolutely beautiful silkscreen graphics. It's got the Wooster Express Inc., Hartford, Connecticut, and their big, huge logo on the side. It's got the trailer number of T159 at each end. And then it has these two pieces here that are the states that they had operating authority. Massachusetts and Rhode Island, New York and New Jersey. It's also got a weight here and an ICC number there. Then it's got the required clearance lights on it. It rides on 6-spoke Dayton wheels, which would be the Mack wheels. Probably should have been a 5-spoke, but that's okay. It's got landing gear that is fixed in an up position, and the landing gear is plastic, not die-cast on this one. The underside of the trailer is plastic on this tooling. It's not die-cast, but the rest of the trailer, the body of the trailer, is all die-cast. The axles are plastic, just like on most trailers. Spring suspension, air brake canisters. It does have a spare tire here on its rim, and then it has a date of manufacture, 30618, so 306th day of 2018 is when they made this trailer. Roof of the trailer is just silver. Now in the back of the trailer, it has mud flaps that are just plain black, that hard plastic, brake lights that are red tampos, rear bumper, the cam locks to lock the doors, and the hinges are not tampoed, they're just body painted. Trailer number, Wooster Express logo with a yellow background instead of just the silver. Then it's got some chevron pattern here. The stripes for visibility. Really nice that they did that. And up top, clearance lights you can see. Around on the passenger side of that trailer, same exact graphics as the other side, just another beautiful trailer. On the front, it says clearance 13 foot here and here. And then it has the trailer numbers there and again there. Putting the trailer number on the front makes it very easy for drivers when they're picking up trailers in a yard to know what to get the right trailer. And then the Wooster, Hartford, Connecticut with the yellow background. There are two things I don't really like about this trailer. First, the height is not tall enough. It's out of scale. And second, it doesn't have screw down landing gear, so when you set the trailer by itself, it's leaning down to the front. Now for the tractor. It has Wooster Express, Hartford, Connecticut on the door, truck number of 356, ICC and New York, and then gross weight 62,000 pounds. Red fuel tank, green cab with a white roof, black frame, red air tank underneath, and red wheels. Soft rubber tires on all the wheels all around. 6-spoke Mack Dayton wheels on this truck. Really cool. Side of the engine has the Mack and the molding that they put on there. Individual turn signals that are painted orange. Mirrors and exhaust, quarter fenders, grill, and bulldog, along with the air horns, are all chrome plated. It's the only chrome on this truck. The front, you have individual jewel style headlights. There's some driving lights. It says Mack right there, tampoed, the bar grill, and then the bulldog is there. The windshield wipers are tampoed silver on the hard plastic window, and there's also a truck number right up there, tampoed in red, number 356. Roof lights are just molded into the cab, and then they're tampoed silver with orange lenses on the front. Two Mack B61 mirrors look really nice on the doors. Around on the passenger side, not a whole lot of differences because they really aren't, but there is the single exhaust, the big fat muffler with the heat shield detail as a decal, and the air cleaner over here. Same graphics on the door, and there's the fuel tank. Also, there is your battery box. Round to the back, single red brake light right there. Fifth wheel pivots, and it's got mud flaps on the back. You can see up here how the drive shafts come into the top of the axles and then are geared down into the differentials. That was a Mack thing. Real popular for Mack. Underneath, rear axles with differentials and suspension, drive shafts. Front is on spring suspension and does not steer. It's a straight axle. It does not steer on this one. You have red fuel tanks and your red air tank underneath. They did a really nice job on this truck. And since I didn't show this at the beginning, there it is. There is the Mack B61 for Wooster Express in its box with the 40-foot dry van, 1/64 scale diecast replica. This is the First Gear box with a window and a 2-piece blister inside. It is also for ages 14 and up, and show you the item number. It is in their Fallen Flag series, item number 60-0410. For more info on the Fallen Flags, grab my report on the Fallen Flags. And that is the Mack B61 with 40-foot dry van for Wooster Express of Hartford, Connecticut, a 1/64 scale model by First Gear. Wooster Express unfortunately succumbed to the new world of trucking after deregulation changed all the rules, and they were simply unable to adapt. Today, Wooster is a fallen flag, and you can buy one of these fabulous models to commemorate a different time in trucking with the link in the description below while supplies last. When they are gone, the link is going to disappear forever. Also, be sure to grab my First Gear Fallen Flag series checklist to find out which ones are missing in your collection. Grab it with the other link in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please go on and hit that like button to tell YouTube you enjoyed this content. And if you want to see more of this content, go on and subscribe to my channel. I'm Logan, the 64th Gear Jammer Skeele, and I'll be back soon with another episode of Toy Talk.